You're not going to like this, but scaling your course too early is one of the fastest ways to burn cash, tank your ROAS, and accidentally create a business you kind of hate. Everyone online is screaming, scale, scale, scale. But here's the truth, no one puts on an Instagram caption. If you don't have proof your funnel works, if your team is held together with duct tape and willpower, if you're hoping scaling will magically fix your profit problem, you are not ready to scale. You're ready to set money on fire. In this episode, I'm breaking down 3 signs you're ready to scale and 3 brutal signs you're not. So stop guessing, stop gambling with your ad spend, and start building a business that's actually profitable and joyful in 2026. Let's do it. Hello and welcome back to the Launch Lounge podcast. I am Salome Shellac, coming to you from a very wet and I don't know, there's crazy weather outside today here in Brisbane. When I moved here, I think I've told some of you guys this. When I moved here, there was an ad on the TV that said, it was an insurance ad, and their tagline was, "For when Queensland happens." And I was like, what does that mean? And today, after the tennis ball size hailstones that hit my roof and my swimming pool, Queensland happened this afternoon. Luckily, it's died down a little bit now. I can see the wind has stopped blowing, and you might hear some thunder every now and then in the background, but just let it be ambiance. So for those of you brand new here, I'm Salome Shellac, and this is the podcast where we are building freedom empires. Businesses that are profitable, sustainable, and feel really freaking good to run. This episode is, I think we're almost at the final one of our 12-part series that we're running through November and December to help you set your business up for a profitable and joyful 2026. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any of these episodes in this series. We're really laying the foundation here for the way you grow next year. All right, let's talk about scaling, because this word gets abused on the internet. When most people say, I want to scale, what they really mean is, I want to make more money. But here's the thing. Scaling does not magically create more profit. Scaling does this. It increases revenue at a higher cost, with more complexity, and usually with a lower return on ad spend. When you scale a funnel, your lead cost goes up. Your conversion rates go down, even if it's just a bit. Your ROAS shrinks. So why on earth do we bother scaling if this is the reality? We scale not because we're desperate for more profit this very second. We scale to create volume in one funnel so that we can ascend those students into other offers, other programs, and other experiences over time. Scaling is a strategic move. It's not an emotional reaction. So today I want to give you 3 signs that you're ready to scale and 3 signs that you're not. Think of it as a really honest mirror for where you're at so you can make smart decisions about your ad spend and your growth in 2026. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to walk you through 3 green lights that tell you, yep, time to turn on the dial. And 3 red flags that says, hang on, if we scale this right now, we're just scaling stress and expense. We're going to look at your numbers, what the data's actually telling, and not what you wish it was saying. We're going to look at your systems. Can your business actually handle more humans without breaking? And your money motive. Are you scaling from strategy or from panic? By the end of this episode, you'll have a really honest answer to one question. Am I ready to scale? Or do you need to stabilize first? No shame either way, but it will change what you focus on in 2026. So let's dig into sign number one. Sign number one that you're ready to scale is you have a body of evidence. You have clear evidence and documented data that your launches and funnels work. I don't mean one magical launch that did great, but you have no idea why it worked and you've never replicated it since. I mean a body of evidence. Think at least 3 big launches or launch cycles selling the same offer with more or less the same funnel structure, where your numbers are consistent and they're profitable. You can answer questions like, what's my average cost per lead? What's my landing page conversion rate? What's my webinar show up rate or my sales page conversion rate? And most importantly, what's my profit after ads, tools, contractors, and my team? If I looked at your last 3 launches and I said, show me the numbers, would you break into cold sweat? Would you say, here they are, this is what we spent, this is what we made, and this is what we kept? And here's how those numbers have behaved over time. If you can say that, it's a sign that you're ready. So sign number one is you can give me a body of data that shows that you have a funnel that's profitable. Sign number one that you're not ready. It is you're scaling on vibes. Now, the flip side is the sign that you're not ready. You're trying to scale based on vibes and memories, no data. If your data sounds like, it felt really good, or I think we made money, or that one reel went viral, or the stripe balance looked bigger, that is not data. That's a warm and fuzzy memory. If you can't easily pull up your numbers from the last launch, you don't know how many leads you need to hit your sales goal. You have no idea what an acceptable cost per lead is for your offer. Then scaling is just turning up the volume on the confusion. So here's a quick check. I want you to do a little gut check. Could you sit down tomorrow and make a simple 1-page summary of your spend, your revenue, your profit, and the key conversion rates for your last 3 launches? If the answer is yes, then you're in the ready territory for sign number 1. If the answer is no, that doesn't mean you're bad at business. It just means your next move is to get that clarity before you scale. Remember, scaling does not fix a broken funnel. It magnifies the problem. And that's sign number 1. Sign number 2, your systems can handle the growth. You have systems and processes documented so that your team can operate without you being the bottleneck. Scaling puts pressure on everything. More leads, more customer support, more students inside your course, more tech doing tech things at 2 a.m. If the only plan is, I'll just respond to anything myself, you are not scaling. You're volunteering for burnout. When you're ready to scale, you have documented SOPs, even if they're scrappy, for all of your launch timelines, your email scheduling, ads changes, customer support questions, tech checks, and Q&A. Your team, even if it's you plus a VA, know who does what, by when, and how is it done? What is the standard? What does done look like? You're not perfect. You don't have a corporate manual. But if you had to step away for a week during a promo, your business wouldn't immediately implode. That's a sign you're ready. Your business can absorb more volume without creating chaos for you or for your students. Now, on the flip side, sign number 2 that you're not ready to scale is this: you are the system. Nothing is documented. Everything lives in your head or in a random Google Doc that no one can find. If this sounds familiar, your VA is consistently slacking you, saying, "Hey, where's the link for such and such?" Or you're slacking your VA asking, "Hey, where's the link for such and such?" You're rewriting the instructions for every launch. You're personally double-checking every email and every ad at midnight. The thought of doubling your enrollments make you feel low-key nauseous. Then scaling right now is like, let's pour gasoline on this barely controlled fire and see what happens. More students plus no systems equal a worse experience for everyone and a business that feels heavier instead of more free. If you want 2026 to be your most profitable and joyful year in business, listen up. I've opened up a handful of spots for one-on-one mentoring with me, where we'll use my deep scaling framework to figure out exactly why your customers aren't buying like they used to, stop your ad costs from eating your profit, get AI working for you instead of burying you in more content and to-dos, and clean up your funnels and data so you always know what's working and what to do next. This is for you if you're already selling your course, but you're stuck in that revenue roller coaster, working harder and harder without seeing it in your bank account. Inside Mentoring, it's you, me, and my AI system built from over 7 years of knowledge in launching and scaling courses with ads. We're going deep on your offers, your messaging, your funnels, and your numbers so you can scale wider by going deeper, not by burning yourself out with more. You also get instant access to our brand new course, Scale with Ads, valued at $5,000. If you want my brain in your business in 2026, head to thelaunchlounge.com/mentorme. That's mentor me. thelaunchlounge.com/mentorme. Or just click the link in the show notes and fill out the short application. I keep this super high touch, so spots are very limited. All right, let's get back to the episode. So ask yourself, if my enrollments doubled next launch, could we welcome everyone well? Could we answer support requests in a timely way? Could we deliver the program without dropping balls everywhere? Are at least my core processes written down somewhere? How do we run a launch? How do we publish emails? How do we handle refunds and tech issues? How we onboard new students? If the answer is mostly yes, you're closer to ready than you think. If the answer is a panicked laugh, your homework for 2026 is to build the system before you pour scale into it. Sign number 3 that you're ready to scale. This one is a little bit counterintuitive. You're not trying to scale because you're desperate for more profit. Let me say that again. Scaling does not automatically increase your profit. Scaling increases revenue, but at a higher cost. When you push more ad spend through a working funnel, your cost per lead usually goes up. Your conversion rates often come down a bit, which means your ROAS drops, your return on ad spend drops. So if you were making, say, 4x ROAS at a smaller spend, when you scale, you might sit around 2x, sometimes even lower. That doesn't mean it's not worth doing. It means you have to know why you're doing it. When you're truly ready for scale, you already have profit in the business. Your expenses are much lower than your launch or your funnel revenue, and you understand that by scaling, You're trading margin for volume because the goal isn't, I need this next launch to rescue me financially. The goal is, I want more volume in this funnel so I can bring more people into my world and ascend them to higher level offers and build stable revenue over time. You're scaling from a place of stability and strategy, not panic. Sign number 3 that you're not ready to scale is this. You're hoping that scaling will solve a profit problem. If your internal monologue sounds like, if I just spend more on ads, I'll make more and finally feel safe. This next launch has to be big or I'm in trouble. I'll scale now and then fix the back end later. That is a big, fat, flashing red flag. Because remember, when you scale, your ad costs go up first. Your profit margin shrinks. And everything that's messy in your business right now gets multiplied. Scaling from scarcity tends to make you ignore red flags, overcommit on your team, make weird discount decisions. Ugh, I see those all the time. And ultimately, leave you feeling more stressed, even if your revenue number on paper looks bigger. So ask yourself, if I didn't scale this funnel for another 6 to 12 months, would my business be okay? Could I focus on improving profitability and systems instead? Do I actually know my current profit margin? Or am I just looking at Stripe deposits and hoping? If your honest answer is, I need this next launch to fix everything, then your work for 2026 is to stabilize first and then scale. So let's bring this together into something really practical you can use as a 2026 scale checklist of sorts. You are likely ready to scale if data, you can point to 3 or more launches or promotions for the same offer where you know your numbers, you know you made profit, and you can reasonably expect similar results again. Systems, you have documented processes, even if they're simple, and your team or your future team will know what to do. You're not the only person holding the entire operation together in your head. And money and motive. Your expenses are well below your revenue. You're not relying on scaling as an emergency band-aid. You understand that ROAS will likely drop when you scale. And you've planned for what happens with all that new volume. Ascension offers, upsells, renewals, continuing programs, you've got them nailed. On the other hand, you are not ready to scale yet if you can't answer basic questions about your past launches without guesswork. Your system, in inverted commas, is you. Your brain, and it's a few panicked DMs. You're hoping that scaling will rescue your profit, or maybe it'll rescue your nervous system. It's not. That is the truth of when you're ready to scale. You know, everything we've talked about today, this question of, am I ready to scale, or do I need to stabilize, is just one piece of a bigger conversation I want to have with you about 2026. And throughout November and December, we've been doing this 12-part series. I think we're on episode 15 of this 12-part series, where I help you set your business up for a profitable and joyful 2026. So if today's episode has you thinking, okay, I see where I'm at, but what do I actually do next? Then I want you to go back and listen to the past episodes in this series where we've answered some of those questions, and in the rest of the series as well, for the rest of December. We're going to get into what to fix in your funnels, how to plan your launches, and where to focus your energy so you're not trying to do 47 things at once. and how to build support around you so you're not carrying the whole business on your own back. If you found yourself nodding along today, or maybe calling yourself out a little bit, make sure you follow the show and subscribe wherever you listen so you don't miss any of these episodes. I want to leave you with this. Not being ready to scale yet is not failure. It's wisdom. There's nothing wrong with staying at a level that feels sustainable while you tighten up your numbers, build your systems, and shore up your profit. That's what building a freedom empire looks like. You're not here to create a monster business that chews up your time, your money, or your joy. You're here to build a business that pays you well, a schedule that gives you room to live your life, and a body of work you're proud of. Scaling is just one tool in your toolbox. You get to decide when to use it and when to say, not yet. I'm strengthening the foundation first. So your homework after this episode, decide honestly, am I ready to scale? Or am I ready to stabilize? And then make 2026 the year you act from strategy, not from stress. Before we wrap up, a quick little programming announcement. The show, myself and my team, will be taking a short break over Christmas and New Year. We're going to rest, recharge, do some planning for all the goodness we want to bring you in 2026. And frankly, I'm going to do some skiing in Japan. We'll be back again on January the 6th with brand new episodes. And next year, the Launch Lounge podcast is moving to a 1 episode a week show. So we can really double down on the quality of the content we give you here on the podcast. And we're also going to replace that second weekly episode for you with a YouTube video. So you can learn from us in both audio and video format. So keep an eye on your podcast app. Make sure you're subscribed and come hang out with us on YouTube as well as here on the podcast, on the Launch Lounge podcast in 2026. All right, my friend, and that is all I have for you today. If this episode gave you clarity, take a screenshot and share it on Instagram and tag me at the_launch_lounge so I can cheer you on. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series and all the goodness we have coming in the new year. Until next time, go out there and keep building your freedom empire, one smart decision at a time. Talk to you soon. Bye. Before you hit play on the next podcast, I want you to think about something. If nothing changed in your business, would 2026 look any different from 2025? If your answer is, not really, then my mentoring program might be exactly what you need. In my one-on-one mentoring, we spend a few months together diagnosing why your growth has stalled or feels so hard, tightening up your offers so they feel irresistible again, fixing your funnels and launch mechanisms so they actually protect your profit, and using AI in a smart, strategic way so you can work less while your marketing works harder. This isn't another course you have to get through. It's you and me, side by side, looking at your real numbers, your real audience, your real offers, and building a plan to make 2026 your most profitable and joyful year yet. Your real Freedom Empire year. You also get access to our brand new course, Scale with Ads, valued at $5,000. If you're an established course creator who's ready for that kind of support, go to thelaunchlounge.com/mentorme. That's mentor me. thelaunchlounge.com/mentorme and fill out the quick application. Tell me about your business, your goals for 2026, and I'll personally review it and let you know if it's a good fit. Again, that's thelaunchlounge.com/mentorme, or just tap the link in the show notes. I cannot wait to see what we create together in 2026.